Hillcrest. Hi, friends. This is Miss Gabby, the school social worker at Hillcrest Elementary School. I miss you all so much, and I am coming to you here from outside because I want to talk about one of the things that's been really helping me during the school closure time, during this time of lots of changes and worries, and that's being outside. You know, we all know that being outside is really good for our physical health. It's good for our bodies to exercise and to get fresh air. Nurse Lily talks about that all the time. But did you know that it's also good for your mental health? It's good for your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions. And that's for a couple of reasons. When we're outside, when we're in nature, that actually reduces some of those feelings that are really hard to have in our bodies. Those big feelings like anger or fear or stress. And it can help us by helping those feelings feel smaller and more manageable, and also reducing the amounts of what are called stress hormones that we have in our body. When we feel stressed out, we produce hormones in our bodies that aren't really good for our bodies, and they're not really good for our minds. And when we're outside, that's a way to make those hormones go away. It also, being out in nature, also increases positive feelings of peace and tranquility. So it's something that's really important to try to do. But it's also something that can be a little bit hard to do when you live in the city. It can be something that's hard to do right now during time of social distancing when we are supposed to stay away from other people to stay healthy. But there's still some ways to do it safely. The first one is to ask your grown-up. We never, ever want to go outside or to go someplace without talking to your family and seeing how your family is handling being outside right now. When it's safe to do it, when it's not safe, what are good places to do it. The second rule is not to go to crowded places right now. So if there's a place where there's a lot of people, that is not a good place to go right now because of social distancing, right? And we also are not going to playgrounds right now. All the playgrounds are closed, and we shouldn't be on them because what we know is that these germs that can make us sick can be on playground structures. So we're not going to playgrounds right now. The other thing is, if you're walking around the block, for instance, and you're passing someone with less than 6 feet, and that's about the length of 2 adult arms, kind of if we both have our arms out, we want to be wearing a mask. So I'm not wearing a mask right now because I'm sitting right outside my house on my porch, but here's the mask that I wear when I'm walking around the block. And it just goes like this. Put my glasses on top of it. And that's to help keep me and keep other people safe. Whoops, and sometimes it gets stuck. So those are kind of some safety considerations, but if you talk to your grown-up and you make a plan, there's still ways to get outside, and it's really important to get outside right now. If you live near Hillcrest or Visitation Valley, John McLaren Park is a great and beautiful and really big park to explore. There are definitely places there that you can go to where there won't be other people around, and it's going to be a safe place to be and to be out in nature. If you're over closer to like Bayview, Hunters Point, India Basin Shoreline Park is another really beautiful park to explore. That's one of my favorites, and get out in nature. But you can find amazing animals and plants and birds and insects just by walking around your block and noticing things. Right now, I'm using a really fun app on my phone called Seek. It's made by the California Academy of Sciences, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it, but basically you can hold up your phone, the camera part, and take a picture of a flower or a plant or a bird, and the app will search for it and tell you what kind of bird or flower it is and tell you more information about it. So that's been one fun way that we've been walking around the neighborhood and learning new things at the same time. But even if you don't do that, even if you're just walking around your block, at the end of the day, it can be something that really makes your head and your heart feel better as long as you're doing it safely. Talk to you soon. And actually, tell me right on Neon Class Dojo, and tell me where you are going for a walk. All right? Talk to you soon. This is the app that I was talking about that I'm using on my walks. It's called Seek. It's free, and you can get it for iPhone or Android. This is what the app looks like when you open it up. You press on the green camera button on the bottom to start scanning animals and plants to identify them. You can find so many plants just when you're walking around your own block. This is what I found this evening when I went for a walk.